I showed you how to create a new labor code that has a different weld size on it. And what I illustrated was take this Y code, which if I double click on it, you'll see it's got a 1/4 inch by default on most labor codes out of the box. And so I created one with it was a Y code, but I did it with a 3/8 weld. So if I double click on that, you'll see that it now has a 3/8 weld on it. So I told you that I would give you another option. So what I want to show you this time is how to take the Y code and remove the weld from it, so we have a Y without any weld at all, but then we can add a weld manually. So let's go up to estimating, labor maintenance, and labor codes, and let's go back to that plate and Y code right there. So I'm going to do new once again. I'm going to do Y no weld. I'll call it welded around side, and let me be a little bit more descriptive there and say no weld. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these two welds off of here. I'm going to go boom, boom, take those welds off, so those welds are no longer on there, and I'm going to add that labor code. So now I have a Y no weld here. So let me go back here, and I'm going to copy this on down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plate, which is 1/4 inch by 6 inches by 8 inches. I want to apply that Y no weld onto it and save that. And now when I look at that, you're going to see there's no welding on there. But I do have on here my welded around side move, basically going to get the plate. Layout, fit up, check. So I do have that labor on here, which, by the way, some people think that it's okay to just do an A code here and then manually add welding. Well, when you do that, you don't get all this additional labor, such as going to get the plate, laying it out, fitting it up, and checking it as well. So you're actually not getting all your labor when you do that. So I do not suggest that. But right now I've got this Y no weld, which has my labor for fitting it up and everything, but I don't have my weld. So at this point, I can then come down here to the additional labor and add whatever size weld that I want. So let's go new. I'm going to say a quantity of 2. This is a weld. And let's say that this is going to be a 3/8 weld. And then I can go type, and I want fillet manual, and I want this to be on the length. So two fillet welds, 3/8 inch times 8 inch, which is the length of that piece of material. So let's go add, and just to be really complete here, let's go to weld again as well, 3/8. This is a fillet weld manual. And I'm going to go, and that was a 1/4 inch plate. So, so I got to get the thickness. So I'm just going to do an additional inch just to cover me there for the thickness of it. So, anyhow, I could have just as easily just said, hey, that 8 inches instead of doing 8, said like 9 inches, and then that would have covered me. So, but anyhow, you can just manually add that welding there now for whatever thickness of weld that you would like. And when I save that and then go look at it again, you'll see that I now have my welding on there as well as my move, layout, fit up, and check. So there's a second option for adding in whatever size weld that you would like. Just create the labor code and take out a weld, and then you just manually put in that weld and the additional labor and clips for whatever size that you want. I'll come back to you next time, and I'll give you another option, one more just to add in the particular size weld that you want. So let me know if you got any questions in the comments below.